Us. Hare Krishna. So welcome all for today's Bhagavad Gita reading session. Today we have with us Ashutosh Prabhu, Chaitanya Prabhu, Tushar Prabhu and Rajesh Prabhu. So Rajesh Prabhu has joined first time today, and so no problem because Bhagavad Gita is itself is a complete book. So whichever part you start, you can understand. So there is no such like sometimes in college books it happens. If you don't study one particular chapter, then it is difficult to understand the further chapters because the basic principle is in the first chapter only. But in spirituality, because especially in Bhagavad Gita, that too written by Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada has given the essence of Bhakti Yoga in every chapter. So one may just read some Karma Yogi chapter, like the first 6 chapters are about Karma Yoga, but even that also you will get Bhakti Yoga. And even the last 6 chapters are about Jnana Yoga, but there also one will find Bhakti Yoga because Prabhupada has given that in the purport. So today we are going to start with the chapter 12. Of course, we have already completed 7 verses of this chapter. Today we are going to go ahead with verse number 8 to 12. Only 5 verses are there, but these are very, very important verses. So let us have prayers. Of course, first we'll have recitation from all of you, then we'll start prayers and discussion. Yes. So today, yes, Ashutosh Bro, are you ready?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Bhagavad Gita 12.8. In this, Krishna says that Mayeva man, just a minute.
Yeah.
Mayeva man.
Asakta.
Oh, yes. Mayeva man adsakta adat. I'm just not getting that word. Yes. Mayeva man adatsva May buddhi niveshaya niveshishyasi Mayeva ata udvam na samshayam. This Krishna is saying that if you fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence upon me, thus you will always live in me without any doubt.
Jai Haribol. Very nice. Thank you. Next is Chaitanya Prabhu. Yes, Chaitanya Prabhu. Chaitanya Arya.
No, Prabhuji, I don't know actually.
What you don't know?
That which shlokas we should recite.
Oh, you are in WhatsApp group, no?
But hello.
Prabhu, I posted it 2 times on that day when you told me to post, and again in morning today.
Yeah, 2 times it is posted.
Okay, just I miss. I think.
No. Okay, no problem. Next time you can recite. Yes,
Yes,
Tushar.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Tushar Prabhu, are you ready? You have to unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
That is 12.8, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Mai eva manadasya mai buddhim nivisyasya si mai eva ata ruddham na sansaya. The translation is,
Yes.
if you engaged your mind upon me, and you engaged your intelligence in me, thus you will live with me always without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Haribol. Nice. Thank you. So next we have Rajesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Today your first day. Could you memorize shloka or you want to do it next time?
I want to read by seeing Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. Please go ahead.
अथा चित्तं समादातुं नाशाक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो माम् इच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Yes, Hari Bol. Very nice. Next is Abhishek Prabhu.
Would not
Not? Could only hear not. Not able to hear you. Okay, I think not memorized. Not implies that. No problem. Next time we can do that. So thank you all very much. So now we will go ahead with our discussion on 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So before starting with this chapter, I would like to, like Gita Mahatmya, which remained last time, we couldn't cover that. So today we are going to cover, and so I'm going to tell the story of Gita Mahatmya. What is the importance of hearing this particular chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita? So every chapter we see that there are different glories of each chapter. What happens when one recites this particular chapter in a certain way, and almost there was one, like in this story which comes, it happens in the, like there is one place Kolhapur, some of you may know. So it's one of the holy places, and there lies a very wonderful temple of the consort of the Lord, that is Lakshmi Devi. So Lakshmi Devi, this is one of the very good big temple, and it is, there are wonderful pastimes how Lakshmi comes there and settles, like Balaji Tirupati and Lakshmi Devi in Kolhapur. So they had at one time actually she went there after some time. So there is some pastime behind that. But basically, when this Mahalakshmi temple is very very famous, those who are in Maharashtra or surrounding, they may know about that. So once there was a prince. A prince was there, the son of a king, and this prince, he was a young prince, and he came to the Kolhapur, and he wanted to take darshan of Mahalakshmi. So he went to first. When he entered the city, he actually went and took bath in one lake known as is Manikantan Tirtha. That was the name of that lake. He took bath there, purified himself, and then he went to take darshan of the goddess of fortune, Mahalakshmi. So then, as soon as he went there, no, he started praying very wonderful. I want to read also those prayers. Very nicely prayed to Lakshmi ji. So those prayers are also mentioned. Yeah. Yeah. So he offered these prayers. So he started with, O Devi, whose heart is full of mercy, who is worshipped throughout the three worlds and is the giver of all fortune, the mother of creation, all glories to you, O shelter of all living entities, O fulfiller of all desires. You are the wonderful energy of Lord Achyuta, who is maintaining the three worlds. You are the supreme goddess, O protector of the devotees. All glories to you. O Devi, it is you who fulfills the desires of the devotees, and it is you who engages them in the service of Lord Achyuta. You are eternal and deliverer of all fallen souls. All glories unto you. O Devi, for the welfare and protection of the three worlds, you take on many forms such as Ambika, Brahmi, Vaishnavi, Maheshwari, Varaha, Varahi, Mahalakshmi, Narsimhi, Indri, Kumari, Chandika, Lakshmi, Savitri, Chandrakala, Rohini, Parmeshwari. All glories unto you, whose glories are unlimited. Kindly be merciful upon me. So these are all different prayers and these forms of different names which I took. These are different forms of Lakshmi ji. When different things has to be established, so she takes incarnation in different forms, or sometimes she assists Lord. Like when she is with Narsimha Dev, like we say no, Lakshmi Narsimha, so she becomes Narsimhi. So like that, there are different names given according to her pastimes with the Lord. So after offering these prayers, Lakshmi ji was very happy. She said that, oh, this particular this prince, you have very nicely this prayers. She was very pleased, and she says that what you want. Like generally, Lakshmi ji is like she fulfills all the desires of the living entity. So she says that I'm very happy with your prayers. So please ask me any benedictions which you want. And the prince then thank the Lakshmi ji for whatever she has given. And he says that actually my father, that means the father who was also a king. So this father actually, he was doing an Ashwamedha Yajna, which is one of the very famous and very big yajna. But while doing that, in the middle only he left his body due to some disease. So then he said that the Ashwamedha Yajna could not be complete. So then I took over that responsibility, and now I am doing that Ashwamedha Yajna. And there was one horse which was required to be for the sacrifice in the Yajna, but that horse was actually surrounding the entire world, and it was very auspicious. But somehow during the Yajna period, somebody stolen that particular horse, and now because somebody has stolen it, I am not able to complete the Yajna process. So then he asked Lakshmi Devi that, can you please give back that, get that particular horse back to me, and that's how I can go ahead with the Yajna and I can fulfill the desire of my father. So then Lakshmi ji say, oh yes, yes, sure, it can be done. And there was one very exalted Brahmana. She said that he is just at the gate. You will see him, and his name is Siddhi. His name is 1 minute. Siddha Samadhi. His name is Siddha Samadhi. So this particular Brahmana is there. So you can ask him, and he will fulfill all your desires. You can tell him that I have sent you to him for fulfilling the desires. And as soon as he goes to the Siddhi Samadhi Brahman, so this Brahman, he says that, oh, Lakshmi Devi has sent you, means it has to be very, I will surely fulfill the desire. And then he calls all the demigods. He does some chanting of mantras, and all the demigods come in front of him. And this king prince was very astonished that how so many demigods have come and they are offering obeisances to this Brahman. And then this sage, this Brahman, he says that all the demigods, this particular person, his horse is being stolen. Can you please bring it back? Mostly it is stolen by Indra. So generally Indra is the one who don't want to have Ashwamedha Yajna, because if somebody completes Ashwamedha Yajna, then he can become, he can get the opportunity to become the one of the demigods, and even he can compete Indra. So Indra don't want that, and that's why Indra stole horse in this period also. And even Prithu Maharaj, when he was doing 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, that time Indra did the same thing. So then demigods go, and immediately they bring back the horse to this Brahman. And this prince was very happy and very astonished that such power this Brahmana is having, that he called the demigods and he told to bring back the horse, and immediately the horse has come, and he was very happy. And then he says that, how you got this kind of power? I want to know. And I want one more thing, one more benediction from you, is that my father, who left his body during the that particular sacrifice, so because I want him also to be back to see this sacrifice being done in front of him. So then he says that, can you please bring back my father also to life again? So then this Brahman, he says, okay, let us go to the place. So actually this prince, he had kept the body of the father as it is in one some oil or something he had kept as it is even after death. So then they both goes to that place, and then he puts some mantras and all and sprinkles water on this particular dead body. And as soon as the water touches the dead body, immediately comes to life. And then he immediately asked that, oh Brahman, who are you and how you did this? And the prince actually explained everything, whatever has happened, the entire incident. He explains that how he went to Lakshmi ji, and then Lakshmi ji diverted him to this Brahman, and then demigods came and gave the horse, and so on. So they both were very happy with the Brahman, and they paid their obeisances. And then they asked Brahman that what is that thing which is making you so much, by which you are becoming so powerful and you are able to do such things. We have never seen such kind of things happening in our life. So who are you and how did you achieve this power? So then this Brahmana said that every day I read the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita every day without fail. 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is recited by this Brahman. That is devotional service. So this is one of the very important chapters. So just by reading this particular chapter every day, he became so powerful, and he attained. And even this both father and son, both of them sat with him, and they said what to speak of Ashwamedh Yajna. This is more important. 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So they started. They sat there only, and they started hearing from this Brahman, and that's how they all both of them achieved perfection, and they achieved the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So in that way, they perfected their life. So we see that there are many things in this in the Vedas. It is given about different yagyas, and so of course Dwapar Yuga and all, they used to perform those yagya, Treta Yuga. But nowadays we see the chanting of the holy name itself is sufficient, and of course the reading of Srila Prabhupada's books. That's why Prabhupada said that if somebody touches my books, his life is perfect, or if somebody reads at least one chapter, his life is perfect. And then eventually he comes and he says that even if somebody, like even one word also he reads, no, still sufficient. So that is the glories of this particular chapter and this Bhagavad Gita. So today, last Sunday, we have completed our 7 verses. Today we are going to start with the 8th verse. So before that, we'll just have a quick prayers, and then we'll start with that. Some more devotees have joined now. So let us begin with our discussion. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunvinitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatadeshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we have some devotees joined. Suraj Pro joined just now, and Roshan Pro has joined. So Roshan Pro is also first time he is coming for our program, our classes, and our group also he has joined recently. He got connected. Rajesh Pro and Roshan Pro. So let us welcome both of them for this class and our this particular group. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. So now we'll start with our Bhagavad Gita reading thing. Yes. If you are able to keep your videos on, that will be very nice. Yeah, Hari Bol. Nice, very happy to see all of you. Bright faces. Okay, so I got it. I will just share you the Bhagavad Gita, then we'll start. Yes, so in the last session, you are able to see the screen, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu.
So in the 12th chapter is very important. Actually, 11th chapter ended with a how Krishna says that with a single fragment of mind, I pervade the entire universe. And then Arjuna wanted to know that how he does that. And then Krishna showed his universal form. And then after that, because universal form, if you see, Krishna is everywhere. That is what is the universal form. So it is one of the impersonal vision that Krishna is everywhere. It's like impersonal feature Krishna is showing in that. So now Arjuna asks question in this particular chapter that which form is better? Is it impersonal form or personal form? Which one is better? So that is what is asked here. Which are considered to be more perfect? Those who are engaged in your devotional service or those who worship your impersonal Brahman. So we all know that Krishna is a person and we worship the Lord, we offer Bhoga to Lord, we chant the holy name of Lord, and we know that Krishna looks like the Sham Sundar form, and we know the pastimes of the Lord. So we know about that. But in case somebody asks you, because there are quite good number of people who don't believe in God to be person, they say that God is imperson, and there are many people in that way. So here Arjuna is asking for their sake, because Arjuna is very clear that Krishna's personal form is the most perfect. But here he is asking only for those people who don't believe in the personal form of the Lord. So this is like attacking the impersonalist, because Krishna himself says that I am personal. So in the 12.2, yeah, here he is telling Maya Vesha Manoyema. So here he is saying that those who fix their mind on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. So here Krishna directly he just removes that ambiguity that okay, I am impersonal, personal. He says I am personal is more what we say worshipable, and that is the most perfect form. And he is impersonal in terms of he is pervading everywhere. He is impersonal also, but his personal form is higher than his impersonal feature. So that is the main point in this. So this we have seen in the last Sunday class, and then he tells more about his personal feature and all. So today we are going to go for the 12.8 verse. These things we have covered. So here Krishna tells about pure devotional service, giving up worship. Those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me, devoted to me without deviation. So these people are very dear to me. Yeah. So now the title for this particular today's session I have given is like it is like one stroke method to advance in Krishna consciousness, or gradual elevation to Krishna consciousness. So we see that every one of us are at different levels of practicing of Krishna consciousness. No one can say that I am pure devotee, I have achieved everything, and that's it. Now I just ready to go back to God. So not like that. and at the same time, we are certainly all of you are sincere because you are taken to Krishna consciousness and we are going ahead in our path. So we want to achieve that level, but we are not on that level, the highest level, but we are at least somewhere in between. So now Krishna is going to tell that how there are different devotees or different people at different levels, and how Krishna accepts all those levels of devotees, and with whatever devotion they do, Krishna accepts that. Of course, he says that ultimately you come to the love platform, but at the same time, he is accepting that. And there are different people. They say that, oh, I cannot do this, then what should I do? So Krishna is answering for everyone. Okay, if you can't do this, then do this. If not this, then do this. Like that, gradually Krishna is giving the different level. According to levels, he is giving different principles to follow. So let us see that only 5 verses we are going to discuss today, especially the first 4 verses, 8, 9, 10, 11. It will tell you about the different levels. 12.8 is the highest level, then 12.9, 10, 11. And we all will come to know which level we are in. And we will also come to know. So there are different benefits of this reading this particular shlokas. First thing is we come to know what is our level. And we also come to know which level I want to aspire for. Like sometimes when you go to college, if you don't know what is the goal of my studying in the college, you cannot study or you can't focus your attention on that. But if you know that, okay, if I study nicely, I will get good marks, then I will get good placement, good ranks. So then you understand, okay, then I should do this, then it will benefit me. So similarly, this is going to tell. So the end goal should be in mind. So Krishna is going to tell that in the 12.8 verse. So let us see whether we are in this particular level or not. So please recite this verse after me. Mayeva manadastva
Mayeva
Mayi buddhim niveshaya
Mayi buddhim niveshaya
nivashishyasi mayeva
Nivasishyasi
nivashishyasi
mayeva
ata urvam na samshayaha.
ata urvam na samsaya.
Yes, Ashutosh Bro, translation.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Translation. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage intelligence in me. Thus, you will live in me always, without a doubt.
Yeah, just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, engage all your intelligence in me. You will always live in me without a doubt. So, of course, reading it seems very easy, but fixing mind on Krishna, that to always, satatam kirtayantomam, that means every moment you have to just think of Krishna. You can't think of anything else. So that should be the level. So how many of you are on that level? Let us see how many raises hands. Okay. So this is quite higher level. So we all are aspiring for this so that we always engage ourselves in thinking of Krishna. But we are not on this level. So we have to accept that reality. What to speak of? One devotee said even in chanting, sometimes it becomes so difficult to even remember Krishna. Because chanting, one is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Sometimes he may go to sleep or he may just mind wander somewhere. So one may not able to take full benefit of even chanting. So one has to be, at least during chanting, we try to remember Krishna full. And even different times when we do different services or different, we do some, even our consciousness should be aligned with Krishna so that every moment we think about him. So this is a gradual process where we get to this particular platform. So in purport what Prabhupada is saying, yeah, one who is engaged in Lord Krishna's devotional service lives in direct relationship with the Supreme Lord. So there is no doubt that his position is transcendental from the very beginning. Yeah, see, this is very important. Yes, Rajesh Bro, you can read this highlighted one.
A devotee does not live on the material plane. He lives in Krishna. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord are non-different.
Yeah, so a devotee does not live on the material plane. That means he is actually completely far beyond this material things, or he's not in the material plane. He lives in Krishna. and the holy name of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. Yeah. So let us see some examples on this. How there are people, there are devotees or examples in the scriptures where we see that the different devotees, pure devotees, they have perfected their life just by fixing their mind on Krishna. So, any examples? Anyone want to tell? Somebody fixed their mind completely on Krishna, and he was not at all worried about any material things. Like he was totally on the spiritual plane. He did not live on material plane. Yes, Rajesh.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj, yeah, correct. So Dhruva Maharaj, yes, initially he had some material desires. He wanted to achieve a kingdom better than the great grandfather. But eventually, then when he worshipped Krishna, Lord Vishnu came in front of him, and then his heart was purified. And then no more he wanted any facility or any benediction. He didn't want it. So he was thoroughly purified, and then after that he was totally fixed on Krishna. Any other?
Prabhuji, can you take the example of Meera?
Meera.
Prahlad Maharaj actually.
Yes, yes, that is also there. She was
Prahlad.
always thinking of Krishna. Yes, correct. Yes, Tushar Prabhu.
Maharaj Prabhu.
Prahlad Maharaj. Oh, yeah. Prahlad Maharaj is a very perfect example, I can say, because if you see, there are instances also happened with Prahlad Maharaj where he was thrown from a building, top of the mountain. Just imagine, somebody throws you from the mountain and you fall down. It will be like all the bones are broken. One may not even survive. But the kind of the fixity in Prahlad Maharaj was so much that he did not even worry about his body. When he was thrown, he was still chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And when Krishna came and he actually hold him. So he could not even, he did not die in that way. And even he was put in, the elephant kept his foot on this Prahlad Maharaj. Still he survived. And then there was one Rakshasi who took Prahlad Maharaj and went into this particular fire. But still Prahlad Maharaj was saved. Even that Rakshasi got burnt in the fire. And one time even he was put into a burning oil. Still he was saved by the Lord. Because he was constantly chanting the holy names of the Lord. So there was no moment that he was not Krishna conscious. So this is one of the very good example. So thank you all for your inputs. So yeah, so this is one on fixing the mind completely on Krishna. So this is the level in that. So of course we are not on this level. Let us see next level what happens. Atha chittam samadhatum
Ata chittam samadhatum
shaknoshi mai stiram abhyasa yogena tato mamichhaptum dhananjaya. Yes, Tushar Prabhu, translation.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principle of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Yeah, so here Krishna is giving little lower level. First he said that fix your mind on me. There is without deviation. You should not even deviate anywhere. Fix totally. And then, so now he is telling that in case you are not able to do that, then follow the regulative principles. Follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. So that means one doesn't have a complete, what we say, he doesn't have that love towards Lord, and he's not able to do with that intensity. He's not able to perform devotional service, but at the same time, he is ready to bend himself to apply for some regulative principles, like we follow. Like I will tell about, like initially in the not Vedic times also, like quite many years back. If you see, even in the, of course, Vedic time also, that was the particular method was there, that in the childhood only the boy and girl, they used to marry in the childhood itself. When I think in the 12, 10, 12 years of age of a boy and girl, they used to be the mother, father, they used to get them married. So basically the principle behind that was the girl knows that, okay, he is my husband. So she will not look after any other boy because she understood anyway. And there was no concept of second marriage or something. There was no concept of divorce, and there was no concept of love marriage. Nothing was there. These all things have come just recently. And we see that the adverse effect of all these things. But initially, when this particular thing was done, the chastity of the particular girl was maintained because the girl know that he is the only my husband. She will never look after any other boy. So the chastity of the girl is maintained. And at the same time, the boy, he will also understand that she is my wife. So he will not look after any other girl in that way. So then that becomes a very peaceful marriage. So that's why there was no divorce, nothing, because there was no other thought that I have to do something. That desire was only not there. But because now there are so many options available, this kind of there is no peace in one sense. So that was the thing. Of course, they used to come together after once they achieve puberty. So it is just like you lock up the people, then they can't go anywhere, and then later when they come to certain age, then they used to stay together like that. So that was the custom. But if you see the girl, if you see the girl's point of view, she is not much happy when the marriage happens. Happy means, of course, she is happy, but marriage happens. What happens is when the husband comes, and when they are staying separately, the husband comes and the mother says that, hey, your husband has come, please cook nice foodstuffs. Of course, she doesn't know much cooking, so mother only cooks everything, and she tells the girl, you go and give this, serve your husband. And the girl is she's not so happy. She says that, oh, why should I only will eat, I don't want to serve, I want to eat this very nice preparation is made. She said, no, no, you should eat after your husband. So first you go serve him very nicely, and then. So somehow the girl is not what we say. She is not fully. She doesn't have full love towards the husband, but she's just doing out of duty. She says, okay, mother is telling, just take me. She gives, keeps, and serves, and so it happens. And the husband is also not so much well aware of the etiquettes and all. He just takes and goes. So later, like this happens every year, once in a year, this husband's family with mother, father, they will come, and the girl, they will serve them prasadam and different things. So that's how the things will go. And at one time, when the particular girl actually grows in her life, then she at one point of time she understands that, okay, because she becomes more mature, and she understand, okay, he is my husband, so I should serve him. And when at that time, when the husband again comes to her home, she is very happy, and she knows cooking also now. And now she is cooking very wonderful dishes and items which are which are liked by the husband. Like different, like husband will like particular sweet or particular item, she will make that and cook it and properly serve with very nice happiness and love. She will serve, and she is waiting for that day. Mm. And she's waiting for the particular day when actually she will go to the husband's home. And so she is waiting for that day. So you see, initially she was very much grudging, she didn't want to even serve her like that. But at one level, when she achieved some maturity, she started loving the husband and started serving him. And that kind of connection came after some time, when she became mature in her life. So similarly, in our Krishna consciousness, same thing happens. So why I told about all this husband, wife, and girl, this marriage, because this is very much related to our spiritual life. Because in spiritual life, initially when we come to Krishna consciousness, there is some kind of attraction. Okay, I should be good, I should get good association of devotees, I should. And there are, of course, there is some sukruti by which we get attracted to Krishna, his holy name, and the devotees, and we start reading his books. So we go very nicely. But then still there are some kind of grudges. Oh, I had to get up early, oh, I had to chant. Of course we want to chant, but sometimes then when there are some exams are there, or the life is too taxing, sometimes companies having late night shift and all, then we feel, oh, because we don't have that pure love, so but we are not so happy. We think, oh, I had to do this. So sometimes it becomes on a duty level. Like the same, that small girl, when she is not in full love with the husband, she is little grudging. Similarly, because we don't have that pure love for Krishna, so sometimes it becomes very challenging for us. But still, we follow the regulative principles of devotional service as Krishna is mentioning here. So we follow, we have taken vow of chanting 4 rounds or 6 rounds or 16 rounds, whatever. So we understand, okay, this many rounds I have to chant, whatever is the situation. So then, even though it is little difficult, sometimes it is a cloudy season, or sometimes it is very difficult to get up, but still we get up, we chant our rounds, because we know that once it becomes afternoon, then I cannot, there will be so many other things come, and then I will not be able to complete my rounds. So better I get up early, chant my rounds, and that's how I do my duty, at least on duty platform. And then gradually, when the love increases, maturity comes, knowledge comes. When we start reading books, we hear from different devotees, we then we increase our rounds also, we come to 16 rounds. Of course, there are very less devotees who go off beyond 16. So that is, some devotees say that if somebody is chanting extra rounds, we say it is a prem mala. Prem mala means it is till 16 you are on duty platform. After 16 you are chanting, me, that is really you have got love to chant. So that is the thing. So, and you see that this is the initial process where sometimes we have to be given some push that, oh, you should do this, you should read this book, you should do this, because our mind is more into some material things. But then we have to bring it back, engage him in spiritual activities, reading of the books, chanting of the holy name, going to temple, doing some services. So these things require some push initially, but eventually when we grow, we become more mature by the knowledge of devotional service, then things becomes very easy for us. Then we are longing, when will I get time to read books? I want to read, I want to finish one book, I want to read Bhagavatam, I want to read. So more and more books we want to read. So that is like you are getting higher test. One wants to do more and more services, and he's not tired, or even if he's tired, still he want to do service. Why? Because he has gone to some higher level where he is able to, he feels from heart, he feels that I should do this. So it is not on duty level, it is more on desire platform. So there are different fear, duty, desire, and love. These are 4 levels by which we work. So of course we are not in fear level. Fear level, there are people out of fear, they say, oh, if I don't worship God, he will do something wrong with me, so let me worship God. So we are not on that platform. As of now we are on duty platform. So gradually it should go on desire platform and then love platform. And we have many examples of different devotees. Like even in ISKCON, we see so many sannyasis, so many gurus and all. If you see, their age is now, even Prabhupada, he was at the age of 70, went to West and he started preaching. Even 70, if you see the retirement, what is the age of retirement in the company or in government circle also?
60, bro.
60.
Yeah, around 60 it is. Yeah, around 60 age, one is retired. Why? Because after 60, the capacity of body becomes very reduced. We can't do much work. And better, and lot of diseases also comes. So it is said that, okay, better you take retirement and you just relax in your home and don't do much like that, and just prepare for, of course, death may come after some years. So that happens. But Prabhupada at the age of 69 and 70, he went to the, he was almost like such a old age. And many people said that US, Western countries, it is so cold and you are so old. See, anytime you may get some, you may actually die there. So because he's not habituated also. But still Prabhupada, on the order of his Guru Maharaj, he went to West, and we see that such kind of revolution. In 12 years, 10 temples, every country had a temple. You take any name of the country and it has a temple. Prabhupada established. 108 countries, temple was established. India, America, New York was the first place where ISKCON was established. International society. Only the group of devotees were sitting in, like all of us are there now, 10 of us. So like that, some devotees were sitting, and Prabhupada said that we will announce the name of this particular society as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And some of the people, they didn't even understand how it is international. We are just sitting in one room, how it is international society. But now we can see there are devotees from every country. We can see, if you go to Mayapur, you get darshan of all the different devotees from every part of the world. Many of them are now settled in Mayapur. They stay there in West Bengal. So that is the glory of Srila Prabhupada. So he did that, and also there are many. So this is I'm telling about how even if there are different sannyasis and all, how they have achieved that platform. So it's not so difficult. So even there are sannyasis, they are also now in the age of 70 and all. But if you see their service, what kind of services they are doing, like His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Radhanath Maharaj, Loknath Maharaj, Radha Govind Maharaj. So we see these are like main personalities who are preaching in India. So we see how what kind of influence they have made all over so many devotees. And even though they are so old, still they can inspire thousands of devotees, and they are establishing big temples. They are making devotees. They are distributing books and so many things they are doing. So and giving lectures, inspiring. So they are not just relaxing. So that is actually on spiritual plane, not on the material plane. So that's how by Krishna, and of course Krishna empowers. So this is even karmi cannot work so much, sometimes devotee works even more than karmi when it comes to serving the Lord. So that is the meaning of following the regulative principles of bhakti yoga and developing a desire to attain him. So, and of course that these people are on the spiritual plane, not on the material plane. And in case we are not able to do that, at least we should follow the regulative principles of bhakti yoga, of chanting, reading, hearing, associating with devotees, and so. Yeah. So yes, Roshan Bro, can you read this? This one. This purport of.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
To practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, one should, under the guidance of an expert spiritual master, follow certain principles. One should rise early in the morning, take bath, enter the temple, and offer prayers and chant Hare Krishna. Then collect flowers to offer to the deity, cook foodstuffs to offer to the deity, take prasadam, and so on. There are various rules and regulations which one should follow, and one should constantly hear Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from pure devotees. This practice can help everyone rise to the level of love of God, and then he is sure of his progress into the spiritual kingdom of God. This practice of Bhakti Yoga under the rules and regulations with the direction of a spiritual master will surely bring one to the stage of love of God.
Yes. So we just now discussed all these things, that these are the regulative principles, and one should do this under the expert guidance of an expert spiritual master, not like whimsically. Like there are some people who go to Himalayas or different places, and they say that I'm doing austerities, I'm performing regulative principles. But if you ask who is your guru, they say I don't have any guru. My guru is my mind. So I listen to my mind and I do this. So that is wrong. One has to, like here Prabhupada is telling, one should rise early in the morning. So this is spiritual master who gives instruction and one should follow. Take bath, enter the temple, offer prayers, chant Hare Krishna, collect flowers to offer to the deity. So at our place, you may say, how can I do all these things? So rising early is quite easy. Taking bath is easy. Entering temple. So you can have a small temple in your place, wherever you are staying. Even a photo is sufficient, because photo of Krishna is not different from Krishna. Offer prayers, chant Hare Krishna with your japamala, collect flowers. Sometimes you may have some flowers in your garden. Just take it and offer to the deity. So Lord will be happy. You advance in your devotional service, and even the plant from which you have taken the flower, that plant is delivered because that flower is being offered to the Lord. Otherwise, there are so many plants, so many flower plants are there, but they just come and they just die. But their existence will not be perfected if the fruits of that their life is not offered to the God. Then cook foodstuffs to offer to the deity. So we generally whatever we cook, we offer to Lord, and then we take it as prasadam and so on. And also we should constantly hear Bhagavad Gita. And also there are 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. So these 4 principles we should follow, and then that is the practice of Bhakti Yoga. Okay. In case somebody is not able to do this, then what happens? So Krishna is telling in this particular verse. Vyase api asamarthosi
Abhyase
Asmartosi
Arthosi
matkarma paramo bhava
Matkarma
Paramo
Paramo
madartham api karmani
Madarthamapi
Karmani
kurvan siddhim avapsyasi.
Purvam
Purvam
Siddhi
Siddhino
Avam Sasi.
Yes, Abhishek Pro translation.
of Bhakti Yoga is for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage.
Yeah. So in case somebody says, I cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, it is very difficult for me. Like sometimes you go and like Prabhupada tells this. Like sometimes you tell a person to chant, like he was telling, please chant, chant, chant. And the person was saying, can't, can't, can't. I cannot chant. Like that he was telling. Prabhupada says like that, that they don't even Sukruti to chant the holy name. So then what this kind of people, what should they do? They are not even able to chant. Like there are quite good number of people. If you tell them, please take this Bhagavad Gita, please read this, they say, oh, I don't have time, I have to do so this, I have to do that. But they say, I don't have time for God. So then for them, those people, this thing comes. Okay, you don't practice regulations, then just try to work for me. That means whatever work you have to do, you do, but do it for me. Okay, you say that I have this work, I have that work. Okay, do everything, whatever you are doing, but do it as an offering to me. Because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. So that's how Krishna is here assuring the people who are not able to follow the regulations of Bhakti Yoga. Yeah. See, here it is said, just as in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, some organization to expand. So the same is required in the service of Krishna. So if you see the same thing are done, a devotee does the same thing. An outside businessman or any person who is working in company or doing some business is doing the same thing. But here Prabhupada is saying that it is same thing. Then what is the difference? Yes, Suraj Prabhu can read. What is the difference?
I will read ahead or
Yeah, this highlighted one.
just as in business one requires a place to stay,
The highlighted one.
some
The only difference.
okay. The only difference is that in materialism, one works for sense gratification. This, the same work, however, can be performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, and at and that is spiritual activity.
Yeah, see, this also you can read.
If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness, or he can help with publications. There are various fields of
Yeah.
activity,
Yeah.
and one should.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So if thank you. So yeah. So same work. What is the difference? Main difference is the materialist work for his own sense gratification. Of course, he is never satisfied even after that. One may say that I will enjoy this, I will enjoy that. So he gathers a lot of money for enjoyment, but he never gets that enjoyment. So that is like you do a lot of things to get something, but then at the end of the day you don't get it. So in that way it becomes like shama eva hi kevalam. You are not able to achieve what you want. So that's how a materialistic person, he tries a lot very hard to enjoy the different resources, same subjects and all, and he gathers a lot of money for that. But even after doing that, he never gets satisfied with what he's trying, what he's enjoying. He never gets satisfied. Another way, the spiritualist does the same thing. He may also go to company. He may also work. Like there are in Pune, there is one college where there are 40 professors are there in one college itself. 40 professors who are devotees. So so they are performing their duties. There may be other professors also doing the same job. They are also doing the same job, but they are doing the work for Krishna. That means even it is said here about giving money. So of course, they are proper devotees. They are following the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga also. And but there are some people who may say that okay, I don't want to follow, but okay, I want to give some charity to the Lord service. Like in recently we went to Bhiwandi near Mumbai, Thane. So there one ISKCON, the new deities were established. So one very big person, a very rich person, he has given his entire bungalow to ISKCON. He says that please take care and you make it an ISKCON temple. So recently, of course, they are doing preaching from some 3-4 years there, and just recently in the Kartik last day, they installed Radha Madhav deities there. So very beautiful deities, and that entire now, so that temple is like a ready-made temple you got. The entire bungalow, and it already had a dome and everything, all facilities. They just did some renovation, and it is given to ISKCON. So we see that he is in this third stage where whatever he had, he has given it. Okay, he has work, and he has given that of that work to Krishna. By working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. So then, of course, it is not like he has come to perfect stage. He will come eventually to the perfect stage. So this is like a level, we can say is third level. Now coming to the fourth level, that is 12.11. In case somebody say, I want to work and I cannot even work for Krishna, then what is his destination? Ataitadapi ashaktosi kartum madhyogam
कर्तुं मद्योगम्
sarvakarma phalatyagam
सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं
tata kuruya yatmavan.
तथा कुर्वन्ति आत्मवान्.
Yes, Sandeep Prabhu, translation. Will you be able to read, Sandeep Verma Prabhu? Yes. Okay. Okay, Ashutosh, please read translation.
Yes, Hare Krishna. If, however, you are unable to work in the consciousness of in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all the results of your work and try to be self-situated.
Yeah. So if you are unable to work in this consciousness, try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. Basically, here it is saying be a social worker. Like some people, they don't give to God, but then they say that, okay, but I don't want to keep with myself also. So they distribute to the society, distribute to the society in general. If somebody is in need of that, they will give to them. So that is like a social service he does. So of course, Madhav Seva is better than Manav Seva, because Madhav Seva is always higher, because when you satisfy the Supreme Lord, everyone else is satisfied. So it is always better. But in case one is not able to even do that, at least be selfless. That means don't just get the things for oneself or for own sense gratification, but give up the result. At least give up the result and do the whatever you have got, just distribute to others. Don't keep it with yourself and don't be selfish. So selfishness is not even mentioned by Krishna. That if somebody is just not even looking at God, or is very atheist, or and he is not even able to help anyone poor, needy, nothing. He is totally into his own world of sense gratification. And of course, such person cannot be happy, because he is always after something which will never give him satisfaction. Always, one may say that I don't want to become servant of Krishna, but then he becomes servant of Maya. And then Maya will exploit him, drag him down, and then so many things will happen to him. He becomes servant of his own mind and senses. He's not able to control his mind, and the mind says, oh, what to see now, this world is not for you, there is no happiness in this world, so just see this fan, put a rope and commit suicide now, there is nothing. So mind only tells him to commit suicide, and That's how the person commits suicide, and that's his end of his existence. So you see that the perfection of existence and the end of existence, how there are different levels and how we can be at different. Of course, we should always, whichever platform one is, he is very glorious if he goes on the above platform. But one should not degrade down and go down to the Karmi platform where one doesn't care for God or doesn't do any activity. So if you see in ISKCON, there are all these levels are covered. We have people, there are devotees like pure devotees, like sannyasis I was telling. They are even at this age of 70, they are doing so much expansion. They are inspiring all the other devotees and taking them on and on, giving classes, inspiring, enlightening with their wisdom, installing deities, making temples. And there are different other level of devotees who are in the regulative principles of practice, like all of us, who are practicing, trying to get to that platform, but we are not achieved that platform. So we are following the rules and regulations of getting up early, chanting, reading, associating with devotees like that. And there are people who are not able to do that, then they donate. So most of our temples have come through donations, and of course some of the devotees have given, and there are many rich people who want to offer something to God, and they have helped to build temples and different temples at many places. So like that. And there are people who don't do this, then they become social worker, they become humanitarian, and they do some kind of activities. So at different level one achieves different kind of result and the fruit for that. And Krishna is happy with all of them, but owing that they should all come to the first platform eventually, gradually. So that is what Krishna wants. So, and Krishna telling also, no, because if you first, Krishna tells you do this, if not, then do this, then this, then this. So generally that means his expectation is this only, but because our level is not to that, then he is telling us the down levels, but eventually he wants us to come to the higher platform. So that will happen eventually with all of our sincere practice and dedication and commitment. So we all can achieve that. And we have examples, we have all the facilities available. In Prabhupada, when actually Prabhupada has made everything ready. Temples are ready, devotees are there. We have to just take some initiative from our side, and we have to come to that platform. So 12th verse we will take in the next class, because that is just summary of the all these 4 verses. But these 4 verses are the main, so we covered that. So we end our today's discussion here. So hope all of you find this very helpful for practical application also, and in our progressing in our Krishna consciousness. So thank you all very much for your patiently listening. So today, how many joined for our class? 7, 8, 9 devotees are there. So please keep coming for these classes regularly. Every Sunday we have only 1 hour, and chanting we are doing in the morning. So of course now winter season has started. It's becoming cold in the morning. It's tough to get up sometimes, but at least make a habit. If you sleep early, then you can get up early, because anytime getting up is there. Either you may get up at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or whatever time. And so just if you shift your cycle a little bit, that instead of sleeping, sometimes someone sleeps after 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, then it is very difficult to get up in the morning. So if we shift your cycle a little bit, sleep early, get up early, that will make us healthy, wealthy, and wise. So we can become healthy. Wealthy, why it is said? Because if you, I think I shared also that video, how the most of the millionaires in this world, they get up at 4:30. So that one video is there, and how it happens, everything is given in that video. And maybe Suraj Pro can share you the link if somebody has not seen. And so like this we go ahead and we advance slowly. So that is the thing. So yeah, so challenges will be there, but we have to stick to our practices, our regulative practices, and then Krishna will be very pleased with us. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai.